What's up guys, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel and I hope we're all doing very well. Right, today we've got a MTL RTA. Now this one is from Coppervape and it's a style of the Penodat. And here it is, it's a 22mm atomizer. Sitting on top of the Stars Orion mod here, the single 18650 device, and the review can be found already on the channel, so please check that one out. But what we're going to do is first we'll go down low, show the packaging for the Penodat by Coppervape, and then we'll throw a little build in it too, and then we'll come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think of it. Okay, see you down low in a bit. Right, we're down at the table. Here's the Penodat by Coppervape, the package that it comes in. Now it's a 22mm MTL RTA, this one, and we've just got a little label there which tells you that. The rest of it's just a plain cardboard box. So inside you'll find a bubble tank which holds 5.5 mL of e-liquid, and yeah, it's made of plastic, so bear in mind that if you're using a heavy citrus-based juice you are prone to cracking the plastic. Right, also in the packaging we get this baggie here with a few O-rings in and a couple of Phillips head screws, and also in that bag you do find this spare 510 fitting drip tip which has a 2.5mm bore, and we've got a couple of O-rings around the top there. Right, this tank also comes with 3 inserts. Now the one that's installed has basically got 5 holes in it, but these two here are, we've got a 1.2 and a 1.6mm bore to them, and they just thread in. We'll show you that in a little while. And then we get onto the tank. So here's the Penodat style RTA by Coppervape. So on the top, it's really snug fitting, this one actually. This is the wider bore one, this. So we've got more or less 5mm for the bore on that one. Right, so it says 3.6mm for the bore of the chimney there. Quick look around the top cap, we've got some knurling going on. Now, it's not the smoothest in the world, but it's certainly not rough. So you can just grab hold of that to unscrew, and we've got the O-ring to help seal it in. We've got the threads in there. We've got 2 nice size filling ports on either side. We've got another O-ring around here. And do it back up. Nice threads on this, just like that. Look on the bottom, it does say Penodat, and we got a serial number and designed and manufactured by Penodat. So obviously this is just a replica, and we've got a gold plated 510 pin there with the peak insulator surrounding it. Right, so you can see we've got Penodat printed onto the chimney as well. At the bottom you see we have this knurled section here. This is for your airflow. So at this position here we've just got the airflow on one side with this one. Right, so if you just spin round on this particular ring here, we can expose one hole there. That would be your super MTL mode. You can then have 2, 3, or you can just have these 3 here, because that one there is slightly smaller. You can have those 3 there, and if you carry on going round it gives you the actual big slot. So if you did want to use it in direct along mode you'd have it in that mode, but like I say, you've just got the one hole with this one. So to remove it from the actual chimney section you have to grab hold of this piece here. So it's a little bit snug, this one, to be honest. It's not the easiest thing to take apart, but it just comes away like that. Look inside the chimney, so we haven't got much doming or anything going on there. Yeah, so we've got the same bore all the way through there. So on the top you'll see we've got the Phillips head screws here. This is the insert that comes with it, so we've got 5.7mm holes with this. We've also got the ridges on the clamp posts here. So we've got the 2 posts, as you can see, so that helps you trap your lead. We've got the positive post here, which is surrounded by the peak insulator. And to unscrew it, you just basically got to use your fingers with this. you may unscrew the actual screws at the same time. It's a little bit fiddly. And when I first got it, the threads were a little bit crunchy as well. Right, so that's the size of the airflow hole if you wish to use it in direct to lung mode. Yes, we've still got 3.5mm. So this is a GTA style deck. We can see your cord will be mounted horizontally this way here. The cotton will be hanging down into this section here. I'm going to put the 1.6 one in because I prefer a slightly looser mount along myself. There you go, just finger tight. You notice we've got the other O-ring around here because when you put it back together, so the threads are going into the chimney and then the glass just rests along where that O-ring is. Right, so I'm using some 28 gauge Canthal wire and I've got my coiling tool here, 2.5mm. We're going to use the third one up. Just hold it like so. I like to have mine spaced, so 1, 2. Right, so you want it around there, somewhere around there. And one thing to mention, you can actually twist the wire around and you could put it right through the other side here if you wanted to and then snip it there. But I just tend to snip it there. You've got a little bit of leeway here, you've got about 0.5mm or so, but you can always push it around with your tweezers afterwards. Right, so there we go, 1.12 ohms. Turn that wattage down to about, that'll do, 15. This is a space coil, so it basically just give it a couple of pulses and it's already bedded in basically. So it's just a case of putting some cotton in now. Right, so I've got my piece of Muji cotton here, about 0.5 centimetre or so, just give it a nice little roll. Feed it through and twist it as you're feeding. A little bit of resistance, that should be about fine. Right, GTA style. So you can go close to the bottom if you wish. On this it is a mount to lung, you shouldn't have any problems with it wicking. Get rid of the compressed cotton. Right, grab some juice. Got some Just Jam here, 6mg. Lovely stuff, this is the strawberry one, the original. So I like to make the cotton a little bit damp first so we can just ease it into the grooves into the base. Makes it life a little bit easier when it's got a little juice on. There we go. Grab your top cap. Right, check the resistance, it's 1.12, so we've got no shorts. Top cap back on. And there we have it, that's the Penodat style RTA. Cord and wicked up, so let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. Right, we're back up top with the Coppervape Penodat style mouth-to-lung RTA. Right, what do I think of it then? Right, it's 22mm in diameter by about 65 in height. So it's not the shortest mouth-to-lung RTA that I've ever owned. Like here it is against the Siren 2. Now I used to think this one was quite tall, but it's got a long drip tip, but it's the Coppervape's definitely longer than that one. We've got the Galaxies here by Vapefly. Now that one's a lot shorter. We've got the Saver RTA, which is really short in comparison, and then the smallest of the lots, we've got the Berserker Mini, which is absolutely tiny. So yeah, it is quite a long looking style RTA, this one. And it's also in the same sort of style as the Siren, though, the Siren 2 with the GTA style raised deck. So that's why I bought it really. I was just curious to see what this one would actually perform like. But let's go into the fit and finish now. It's really well machined actually. I've had a few things from Coppervape and they all tend to be very well machined replicas. Like you got a nice bit of knurling at the top. It's a little bit to grab hold of. A nice bit of knurling. Nice threads on this. The airflow control spins very freely. It's nice and easy to adjust on the mod. Now, one thing I would say with this though, because we have knurling on the airflow control ring, but when you want to take it off the base, you actually have to hold on to this smooth piece here, and sometimes if you've over tightened it on the mod, you'll find that you end up spinning the airflow control ring, and it's quite hard to actually remove the base sometimes. So yeah, just something to be pointed out, that one. But overall though, the fit and finish of this particular tank, can't fault it, nothing wrong with it at all. Now it also comes with two style drip tips, so if you prefer a narrower bore, you've got this one, or if you want to rock it in more of a restrictive direct-to-lung mode, you could use this tip here, which has got a wider bore to it. So that's a nice touch that's thrown in for you. But let's have a little vape now. I've got it at 1.12 ohm build, and I've got it at 20 watts. And I've got 3 of the airflow holes open, and we've got the 1.6 millimeter insert in. So you do get a nice smooth airflow from this. I've tried all of the inserts and I've put umpteen different builds in this one, and the flavour is a little bit lacking for me. It's not bad flavour, but it doesn't matter what build I put in, what insert, I'm just not getting really top-notch flavour. But the multi-hole one, that one probably works at least well of all of them in my opinion. Now the best flavour for me is the 1.6 millimeter insert, because I tried the smaller insert with like the super mouth-to-lung mode, just using the one hole in it, and I just don't think it was performing as something like the Berserker Mini or the Galaxies, because I like a looser mouth-to-lung, don't get me wrong, I like loose mouth-to-lung restrictive direct-to-lung, but I do know what a decent restrictive draw should be like, and this is just not competing with the likes of the Berserker Minis and the Galaxies. But the good thing is with this, you can take out all 3 of the inserts and put it in direct-to-lung mode. So you've got a bit of a hybrid in that mode, and you've got yourself like a decent little single-core direct-to-lung RTA. But for me personally, I always think that it's better to buy a bespoke item that's geared towards direct-to-lung, such as your Advocate CP RTA, the Zestia by Asmodus. I've got lots of single-core RTAs, 24mm ones as well, which I think look a little bit better. And yeah, so all in all with this one, I think it's a decent mouth-to-lung RTA, but because I've got so many other good ones, I would just say that this is just like a backup one. But we'll just give you a little toot with it on the smallest airflow, and I'll just knock the wattage down to 15 watts. Yeah, it's smooth airflow across the board with this. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the airflow, but it doesn't matter what configuration I seem to put it in. I'm just not getting the best flavour, the pop-in flavour that I expect from a decent mouth-to-lung tank. So unfortunately in this instance I won't be giving it a recommendation. So that's the end of the review, guys. If you did enjoy it, please give it a little thumbs up. For anyone new that's watching the channel, consider subscribing and make sure you hit the little bell notification. I've got my own website too, it's mfvape.co.uk, and you can also catch me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So until next time, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.